Near-death experiences, glimpses of the afterlife. Part 1. The moment between. Good evening, dear listener. As you settle in tonight, let the room grow quiet. Let your breath deepen. Let your thoughts soften, like waves fading on a distant shore. Tonight, we drift into a mystery not found in the stars or in science books, but in the silence between heartbeats. We're exploring near-death experiences, or NDEs, those quiet, often unexplained moments when a person's heart stops, but something else begins. Stories of tunnels filled with light, of voices without sound, of floating above the body, watching calmly, while doctors rush and machines beep. And when they return, they're different. Not always sure what happened, but certain it meant something. Is it a trick of the brain, a final spark before the lights go out? Or is it a glimpse of something more, of what waits beyond the edge? That's the question we'll wander through tonight, not to solve it, but to rest inside it. You won't need answers. You only need stillness. So let yourself drift, slowly and safely. Let the body relax. Let the breath carry you. And picture this, a moment when the body fades, but awareness does not. You're no longer in the room. You're floating, weightless, calm, and something is waiting. Not cold, not frightening, just there, soft, inviting, familiar. You haven't gone far, you've just gone inward. And this is where the story begins. Part 2. Out of body into light. Welcome back. You're deeper now, breath steady, mind open. We continue in that quiet space between life and something else. Many who've had near-death experiences say the first moment is strange, but not frightening. It begins with a separation. They see themselves from above, their body below still, machines clicking, people moving fast, but they are floating, calm, detached. There's no panic, no pain, just peace. Some feel drawn upward, like they're being carried. Others say time stops, or no longer matters. A few describe moving through walls, seeing rooms they never entered, hearing conversations they weren't part of, later confirmed by others, even though their heart had already stopped. This part of the experience is often quiet, but clear, as if awareness has shifted gears, as if the mind has stepped out of the body and into something wider. There's no doubt, they're still them, but free. Light becomes a theme, not the light of the sun, not a bulb, something softer, more complete. It seems to call them forward, but without words, without force. It's like remembering a place they've never been, but somehow always known. Some resist. Some don't want to leave, but all describe the same pull, the same peace, the same light. So as you lie here still and weightless, let your thoughts float above you, detached, calm, observing gently. You're not leaving. You're just listening to what it might feel like to rise and look back. Part 3. The tunnel and the presence. Welcome back. You're quiet now, deeper than before, drifting between breath and dream. And now, we step further, because many who have near-death experiences speak of a passage, a tunnel, not made of stone or shadow, but of light, of motion, of peace. They describe moving through it, not walking, but gliding, fast, yet without fear, drawn forward, not by force, but by something that feels like love. Some say it's a spiral, others, a long stretch of glowing space. A few feel stars pass them by. Some hear music, but not like we know it, more like a tone that carries emotion, something that makes you feel understood. And at the far end of this tunnel, a presence, not a figure, always, but a knowing, something that sees you completely and still embraces you. There's no judgment, no punishment, only a sense of being remembered, recognized, as if your soul had been away and was now returning. Some see loved ones, some hear names, some simply feel surrounded by peace so deep it cannot be described. And in that moment, everything makes sense, not in detail, but in meaning, like waking up from a long dream and knowing you're home. So tonight, as you rest in the quiet, imagine that tunnel, that path of light, through the dark, not to escape, but to feel safe. It's not a place, it's a feeling, and right now, it welcomes you. Part 4. The Life Review. Welcome back. You're floating now. No past, no future. Just this soft, steady now. And here, in this place beyond the body, something remarkable happens. Many who return from near-death experiences describe a moment, still gentle, where they relive their entire life. Not as memories, but as experience. It's called the Life Review. They see moments from childhood, small gestures, words said and unsaid, even things they forgot. But it's not just watching. They feel it, not only as themselves, but through the hearts of others. They feel how their words made someone smile or hurt. They feel the joy they gave, the pain they caused, not judged, not punished, just shown. Everything matters, even the smallest kindness, even the unnoticed moments. They ripple, they echo. Some say this isn't about guilt or reward. It's about understanding, to see how connected we are, how even one choice can lift or weigh on someone else's path. And through it all, that presence remains, calm, loving, letting them see and learn, as if the point was never to be perfect, only to grow. So tonight, let go of self-judgment. There's no tally here, no scoreboard, just the gentle truth. You are learning, you are becoming, and every moment counts, even now, even in rest. Part 5. The Place That Isn't a Place. Welcome back. You're deep now. Thoughts quiet, body soft, breath slow. And now we arrive at a part of the journey that defies explanation. Because after the tunnel, after the presence, after the life review, some describe arriving in a place. But it's not quite a place. Not with walls, or ground, or sky. It's more like a feeling made real. A landscape shaped by peace. Some say it was a field, endless, golden, pulsing with light. Others saw a vast city of energy, structures not made of matter, but of light and harmony. Some stood at the edge of a river. Others floated above gardens unlike anything on earth. There were no shadows, no time, just presence. Some were greeted by beings of light. Not people, exactly, but familiar, warm, safe. Some heard music, not played, but woven into the space itself. A few even said they felt the thoughts of everything around them, not words, but connection, as if the entire place knew them and welcomed them home. It wasn't just beautiful, it was realer than real. That's what many say. It didn't feel like a dream or a trick. It felt like truth. So as you lie here now, let yourself drift into that soft idea of a place that isn't a place. A moment that stretches forever, not to go there, not yet, just to feel that something might be there, waiting. Part 6. The Choice to Return. Welcome back. You're weightless now, drifting deeper, not forward, not backward, just still. And now we reach a turning point in the journey, because in so many near-death experiences, after the light, after the presence, after the beauty of that other place, something unexpected happens. A choice to return. Not always spoken, not always clear, but somewhere a knowing appears. It's not your time. Sometimes they are told, gently, other times they just feel it. You have more to do. Your work isn't finished. Go back, and they don't want to. Not always. The peace is too deep, the light too soft, the feeling of love too complete, but they come back anyway. Some by choice, some pulled, some waking in a hospital room, with tears in their eyes, not because they're in pain, but because they had to leave something sacred behind, and yet they return changed, not just relieved to be alive, but transformed. They carry a memory they can't fully describe. They carry calm, compassion, a deeper sense of meaning, and most of all, they carry trust, not in systems, not in certainty, but in something more, something they touched, if only for a moment. So as you rest here now, know this: you don't need to leave to return. You don't need to die to remember what's important. Sometimes just lying still, just breathing, is enough to remind you you're already on the path, and you are not alone. Part 7. Returning with New Eyes. Welcome back. You're resting now, body still, mind wide open, heart quiet. And now, we follow those who returned. Back from the tunnel, back from the light, back into the hum of machines, the heaviness of the body, the ticking of time. And yet something's changed. People who've had near-death experiences often say the world looks different. Colors seem brighter. Time feels slower. Moments matter more. They no longer fear death, but they don't chase it either. They simply live with more care, more kindness, more awareness of how delicate and beautiful it all is. Some change everything: careers, relationships, even their names. Others change quietly, becoming softer, more patient, more forgiving. Because once you've felt what waits beyond, you don't forget. You carry a thread of that light in everything you do. It doesn't mean life is easy. Pain still comes, doubt still visits, but the fear, the deep, bone-level fear of the unknown, it's gone, because they know, not in theory, but in feeling, that what comes next is not an end, but a return. And so they move through life like someone walking with a lantern, not searching, not hurrying, just quietly lighting the way. So as you breathe here now, soft, slow, still, let a little of that light rest in you, not to change everything, just to remind you that you too carry something eternal. Part 8. Messages from the Other Side. welcome back. You're deep in the quiet now, floating gently, carried by breath, safe in the stillness. And now we turn to the messages, because many who return from near-death experiences bring something back, not just memories, but meaning, words they didn't invent, feelings they didn't expect, truths that weren't taught, just felt. Some say they were told, "You are loved, you are never alone." Everything is connected, not in a distant poetic way, but in a clear, unforgettable knowing. Some are told their life has purpose, even if they don't yet understand it. Others return with insights about the world, about healing, about time, about how small actions ripple in unseen ways. A few speak of things they couldn't have known, events that later came true, knowledge they never studied. But most of all, they speak of love. Not romantic, not conditional, not limited, but a love so wide, so deep, that it changes how they see everything. They say this love surrounds us even now, invisible, but present, always. So as you rest here, listening gently in the dark, let that idea sit with you, that you are already part of something bigger, that you are already known, already held. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest message of all is not what lies beyond, but what flows through you right now. Part 9, not the end, but a door. Welcome back. You're floating gently now, mind open, body soft, eyes closed, and tonight we come to a deeper truth. Because for those who've touched the edge of life, death is not an end. It's a door, a transition, not into darkness, but into something more complete. They describe it like waking from a dream, like stepping out of a heavy costume, like remembering who you really are. There's no panic, no regret, only a strange, quiet joy, as if you finally exhaled after a very long breath. And here's the beauty of it. Once you've passed through that door, even briefly, you carry a light back with you. That light doesn't make you perfect, or fearless, or wise, but it does make you softer, more present, more aware of what matters. A moment with someone you love, the wind through leaves, a quiet night, like this one. Those who've returned say that we are not just passing through life, we are learning, remembering, returning, and death is not a wall, it's a doorway to what comes next. So as you rest now, eyes closed, heart steady, remember that nothing is truly lost. Not time, not love, not you. The path ahead is gentle, and it leads home. Part 10. The Light Within. Welcome back one final time. You're resting now, soft, still, open. And as this journey nears its close, we return to where it began, not with mystery, but with you. Because while near-death experiences speak of light, of presence, of peace beyond this world, maybe the deepest truth is this, that light has always been with you. You don't need to leave this life to find it. You don't need a tunnel or a vision. You only need stillness, like the stillness you feel right now. That calm you carry, that quiet awareness behind your breath, that is the light. It lives inside you. It watches without judging. It waits without needing. It simply is. And when people return from the edge, they often say the same thing, that this light isn't something you go to. It's something you remember. So tonight, as you lie here, wrapped in softness, cradled by breath. Let yourself remember, not facts, not answers, just the gentle truth, that you are more than this moment, more than this body, more than this life, and that whatever waits beyond, if anything at all, loves you already. You don't need to understand, you only need to feel, and as sleep takes you, quiet, easy, kind, know that you are not drifting into darkness, you are returning to the light you've carried all along. Good night, dear listener. You're safe, you're whole, and you are never, ever alone.